everyone else is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be stopped.
Wow, what kind of podcast have we got here? You know, if I'm involved, since it's the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire, this wouldn't be a podcast. This would be a podcast where truth, logic, and common sense will set you free. And I'm surrounded by the best people in the world. The best musicians in the world have collaborated with the old Motor City Detroit Muscle Boy, the soul music funk brother, Motown roustabout, to make the greatest music in the world. Thank you, my bandmates. Thank you all. You are the greatest musicians. You so inspire me. But also my Real America Voice middle finger team, because the First Amendment is the ultimate middle finger. The founding fathers went, well, here's a list of things the king won't allow us to do. Write them down. From now on, we're doing everything the king won't allow. And then we started to create this experiment in self-government, and we actually found people that would adhere to the sacred oath to the Constitution. The oath to the Constitution is sacred. And we are so pissed off that Uncle Sam and his entire bureaucratic, toxic gang of criminal, corrupt punks violate that oath every day. But I have friends. I did a Zoom call with the Michigan sheriffs yesterday. It was so beautiful. Put Michael Keleher on. This guy, he adheres to his oath. He's a law enforcement hero. He's a gun nut. He has a thing called Guns Save Lives, because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from the truth, logic, and common sense mouth of Ted Nugent on Real America's Voice, guns save lives. Michael Keleher, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Independence Day, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, and birthday for me every day. Welcome to the Spirit Campfire. Isn't this a great campfire, Michael?
This is the best, and it's your birthday.
Well, happy birthday to me. So,
Unbelievable.
Michael, we have reviewed, and we've seen many people attempt to review the murder of the United Healthcare CEO, and I read your piece. I don't know, what is it? Not a podcast. What is it? You got some link called Guns Save Lives, and you review the shootings where guns save lives, and people are trying to mitigate the guilt of a guy who killed a guy in the street, violating every known law there is regarding death, murder, gun ownership. There shouldn't be any. So, Mike, you wrote a piece on this. Give us an overview of first of all, your history as a federal law enforcement agent with the Navy, correct? And how you can apply those experiences to dissecting the insanity of people trying to find innocence in this punk-ass Luigi guy who murdered a guy in the street. Michael Keleher, your take on it is right on the money.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, I contribute blog content to Gun Save Live. It's a group here in Illinois that's very pro-gun, and they let me write anything that pisses me off. And you know, it's not like working for the government anymore. They just let me write what I want, and I let fly. And I did 30 years with NCIS as a United States Special Agent. And
not
part
the
of that
TV
time,
show, the real NCIS, right?
the real, yeah. And I went everywhere, did everything, and a part of that, for 4 years, I was the head of all death investigations worldwide. And so that was 300 to 500 deaths a year. I know a little bit about the subject. And like you, I'm watching this story, and the media is abysmal. They all try and top each other for sensationalism. And I really would like to be one of those talking heads. They're like the weathermen. They can say any damn thing they want, and it doesn't have to be accurate, and nobody ever holds them accountable for it. And they tried to make it so sensational. And now the backside of it is a lot of the liberal young people are holding this cat up as some type of hero. I saw a guy yesterday talk about, well, he was trying to start a revolution. I said, no, he's a mentally ill individual who planned out and murdered this guy and left a woman and a widow and 2 orphan children.
So there's nothing good that came from this whatsoever. If people have a problem with the corruption in the healthcare system, which is rampant, I would like to make the blanket statement that murder is not the answer. So this guy used, they call it a ghost gun. I mean, that he had a suppressor on it. He stalked this guy and he murdered him. And he had to manually chamber subsequent rounds because obviously suppressor, or whatever the malfunction, it wasn't chambering continuous rounds in a semi-automatic process. What do you think was going on with the pistol and the overall crime itself?
Well, it's obviously he was a very intelligent individual, and I've seen it before. People that are very smart, and sometimes they just keep on going. They cross the line, and he prepared. He was premeditated. He came up to New York and scouted this out ahead of time. You know, very, very good at what he was doing. And people said, "Oh, he's a professional hitman." Well, no, he's not, but he's a smart kid. And he put a lot into it, and he brought this gun, and he paid cash for his tickets, and he brought this gun with no serial number, and who knows where the suppressor came from. But I think from watching the video, we see him clearing each shot. He knows this gun isn't going to cycle. The combination of the suppressor and the gun and the ammunition, it's just not going to cycle. He's not phased a bit by this. He reaches down and clears each shot, makes his 3 shots, and tells me that, you know, he had some familiarity with his weapon system.
Yeah, sure. You know, Michael, it's always good to read your stuff. It's called Guns Save Lives. Is it gunsaveslives.com? Is that the...
Yes.
Yeah, you write some brilliant stuff, but you and I have known each other a long time. I think we should go back to our first introduction. There was a young man named Chip Stewart that had Frederick's ataxia, and it's a very deadly, debilitating, skeletal destroying disease. But Chip had such an attitude. He was a great man. I want people to remember the name Chip Stewart. How did you run into Chip Stewart that eventually brought you to introduce Shemaine and I to him, and he brought such joy into our life right up to the day that he finally died? We went hunting together, we rock and rolled together, we helped him out of his wheelchair as he was losing complete control. But what was the environment by which you were able to introduce us to this great young man, Chip Stewart?
Well, as it turns out, back in the day, and I got a quick, I don't know if you can see that logo.
Oh, yeah, Ted Nugent World Bowhunter.
World Bowhunter mug. In 1992, David Brewer and I met you down in Memphis for a World Bowhunter meeting before a concert.
That's
and
right.
There was this little gamecock, Banny Rooster in a wheelchair, wearing cowboy boots and attitude.
Snakeskin.
And so we chit-chatted. We chit-chatted with Chip Stewart and his dad, Greg, and his sister, and they were the nicest people. And after that meeting, David and I just decided we were going to keep in touch with this kid. He was worthwhile. And he was full of life and vigor. And as you say, he brought so much joy to so many people.
Yeah. Well, Michael, it was great that we had that meeting of conservationists, hands-on conservation, hunting, fishing, trapping, real resource stewardship, real environmentalism, which hunting, fishing, and trapping is the most positive force in. And Chip Stewart represented that. He wanted to hunt, but then he lost control of his mobility. And if guys like you that I've aligned myself with who, number one, give a damn, we care. We see people who need a little extra touch, a little extra support, a little extra love. And I'm sure that would find its way into motivating you and serving and in the Navy and going after bad guys. So I want to let you know how much we love our relationship. You and I, there's millions of us. In fact, we just voted on November 5th to get good over evil. So I want to thank you and salute you, but we have a great relationship, and that you are so 100% absolute Second Amendment in the state of Illinois. You, sir, are in the rock solid asset column, driving idiots like your governor crazy. So thank you for that. I wish you a very Merry Christmas. I've only got 1 minute left, so I'm going to let you go. But let's keep in touch, and thank you for your brilliant analysis from hands-on studying of crimes and deaths and murders. Your perspective is right on the money. There is no plan B. Michael Keleher, I love you, buddy.
Love you back, brother.
All right, man. Take care of yourself. Happy birthday to me. You know, these are the kind of guys that I hang out with. The guys that are coming to hunt with me on my birthday, the people that support our Real America's Voice and our Spirit of the Wild TV show on the Pursuit Channel, and all my big mouth First Amendment celebration. Thank you for your support. Shemaine's going to come and join us here on the Spirit Campfire in just a minute. But a very, very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody out there. Happy Thanksgiving every day. Happy Independence Day every day. Happy Memorial Day every day. Happy Veterans Day every day. Stay the course, my friends. We have set sail on a true north compass setting on November 5th. Pray for President Donald Trump and his family. He is choosing a great, great cabinet of absolute roustabout constitutionalists. Thank you for voting. God, family, country, law, and order. A big salute to the first responders and the law enforcement and the military and your families out there. We love you. We celebrate our freedom every day because of your sacrifices and your dedication. This is the Spirit Campfire with Uncle Ted on Real America's Voice. Shemaine will join us in just a minute.